Okay, Chaitanya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So what are we doing? Which chapter we are doing?
Sir, we're doing water chapter, sir. Today
Yes.
we have to end it.
Today we complete this chapter. So last topic, I think it's left with water pollution, I think so, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today we complete with the water pollution. So with that, this chapter will be done. In the last class, we discussed up to ion exchange method, how to purify this water. Yes,
Yes, sir.
this is done. So now today, let us see about the water pollution. Do you know what is meant by water pollution?
Yes, sir.
How can you define the water pollution? Is my
Sir,
is my total screen visible to you?
Yes, sir. Pollution is caused from water bodies such as rivers, lakes, oceans, underground water, and aquifers get contaminated with industrial and agricultural effluent.
Very good. Water pollution is nothing but a, say generally, already we discussed that throughout the world, our world is Miss Earth, in this 2/3 of water only is there. And we also discussed that in that water, 97% of water is present in the oceans, only 3% is useful for drinking. But whether we are utilizing this 3% of water for drinking means no. Because due to pollution of water. Pollution means what? Mixing of undesirable. Means what? Which we don't want actually. So such undesirable substance in that water, and that undesirable substances or toxic substances making water polluted. Means what? They are not, they are making that water is not useful for drinking purpose. So such thing is called as a water pollution. Okay. So water pollution is the contamination. Contamination means what? Mixing of undesirable, which makes the water is not potable. Potable is what? Which is not suitable for drinking. So that is called. So water pollution is caused when water bodies like rivers, lakes, oceans, underground and aquifers get contaminated with industrial and agricultural waste. Okay. So which are released. Effluents means what? The chemicals which are released during the agricultural and industrial waste. Mainly they are the things which pollute the water. Okay. So when water gets polluted, adversely affects the life forms directly or indirectly. So that affect our body directly or indirectly. Okay. So now what that causes the water pollution? So see here, the causes of water pollution are urbanization, deforestation, industrial effluents, social practices, use of detergents and fertilizers, and agricultural runoffs, use of pesticides and insecticides. Okay. So these are the main things. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
What is the urbanization? Urbanization means what? Increasing the city area. Okay, villages are converting into the cities. Okay, so urban means what? Cities. So villages areas are converting into the urbans. So when the villages are coming to the urbans, what happens? The population will be in that area will be increases. Yes or no? So human activities will be increases. So the waste release will be increases. So that makes the water pollutant. And second one is deforestation. This is also like one of the part of urbanization. So people are what they are doing? They are expanding the cities. Okay, they are expanding the village. Okay, so people, as the population increasing, they require more place to construct the houses. So what they are doing? So they are cutting the forests and they are expanding. Okay, their villages and cities. So due to that, what's happening? The trees. Okay, the forest area is decreasing. This also causes the okay, one of the reason. Industrial effluents, you know that, okay, from industries, so many industries are there, so industries, so many chemicals will be released which are not desirable, which are toxic, and this all, so you can see here picture, you see how the water is, see black color water is falling here and water getting polluted. See during the urbans and mainly, tourist places, the tourist places like Vizag or something beach, so where the people, so many people visit, and they throw the plastics, all the dust here, see how the water is getting polluted, can you see here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like that. And the social and religious practices also there, social gathering, okay, so some religious practice also there, but okay, this we later discuss. And use of detergents and fertilizers, okay, fertilizers, you know that farmers, they use the fertilizers nowadays, mostly they are using the synthetic fertilizers. Synthetic means what? Artificial fertilizers which are made from the factories, okay. So actually in the olden days they used to use a natural fertilizer like a cow dung and something, but now they are using the artificial fertilizers for instant growth of the plants, okay, crops. So this is also one of the reason. And agricultural runoffs like, insecticides and pesticides, so the farmers can spray, okay, the chemicals and poisonous like, insecticides which kills the bacteria, which kills the insects and pests, okay. So they which are killing the pests and insects means what? They are nothing but a poison, okay. So they are spraying the poisonous chemicals, so this will mix with the water and the water get polluted. So these all are the reasons for the, okay, water pollution. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Take the screenshot of this one, these points.
Sir.
Right. Now then go to the next one. So now we are one by one we see. Urbanization. Urbanization means what? The population is increasing and the cities are expanding. Okay. So as the cities gets expands, then what happens? The population is increasing. So then the people or utilization is also increases, okay, the waste also releases, and as the population increases, then they establish the factories, they, okay, so many things will be done. So due to that what happens, okay, the pollution will be, water get polluted, and the garbage, okay. So urban areas have the potential to pollute water in many ways. See here, urban areas have many ways to pollute the water. Groundwater and surface water can be contaminated from many sources such as a garbage dumps. You know the garbage dumps, okay?
Yes, sir.
So garbage dumps and toxic wastes and chemical storages, okay? Leaking of fuel storage tanks and intentional dumping of hazardous means what? Poisonous or dangerous substances. So this all will be taken in the urbans because the population is more, okay. So due to that all this will be taking place. So due to that what happens, the water is getting polluted. So here you can see the picture, you can see, so this is the buildings and this is the urbans, and all their waste will be, okay, releasing in this, okay, water. So this nala, and through this nala this will flow and that will mix in any one of the river or lakes. So due to that what happens, the water is getting polluted. Yes. Now come to the industrial waste. Industrial waste means what? The waste which are releasing from the industries. So industries discharge chemical waste comprising the substance called effluents, okay, which in the rivers, lakes, streams, etc. So factories sometimes turn water waste into open, okay, sewers by dumping oil, toxic chemicals and other harmful liquids called effluents into them. So you know that every factory, there is no such a factory that it cannot release as a waste. Every industry, every factory during their manufacture, they okay, so they release as a waste, and this waste contains so many chemicals. Different industries contains different chemicals. In that most of the chemicals are toxic, okay, and from where these chemicals they will send this into the, okay, these effluents will release, they make like this, okay, canals, and they make to flow, and that is going and mixing into the lakes, rivers and so many things, so that water is getting polluted. Okay, so actually government is saying that whatever the pollutions will be, whatever the chemicals are releasing from the factories, they should be purified. They should be purified, means they should be filtered, and the non-toxic pollutants only should be released outside. But here nowadays what's happening, as the industries are increased, so they are not following the government rules. So due to that, what happens, most of the water is getting polluted, okay, in this way. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So take the screenshot of this one also.
Okay, sir.
Right. Now come to the agricultural waste. You know about the agriculture, okay? So see here this person, what he is doing? What he is doing here?
Sir, spraying the fertilizers.
Spraying the fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, all are there. So generally crops, you can see in the so many TV ads, you can see that crops will be eaten by some type of insects. Yes or no? So then what happens, the farmer will lose. Okay, so he will be in loss. So that's what he will do. He will kill that all insects and pests. So to kill, which will kill, that poison can kill the living organisms. Yes or no? So to kill someone, we need the poison. So here they use the insecticides and pesticides. Insecticides and pesticides are poisonous. Okay, you might have seen in the TVs and newses also that some farmers, they will drink and they die themselves. So these are very poisonous chemicals. So to protect from them, what they do, they spray on this to protect from the insects and pests, they spray this one, so that all will be spread over the crops, and even on the put on the water also, fall on the water also. For example, if the rainfall you think, then what happens, this rainwater will mix with that poisons, and this water will flow. So this all poisonous chemicals will be flowing, and they are mixing in the river and the lakes, they are getting polluted. Even sometimes the rain is also not falling, then what happens, this will be absorbed by the soil, this will be absorbed by the soil. So then what happens, this pesticides, these poisonous chemicals will sink into the water, means absorbed by the soil, and they go into the underground, and you know that underground water is there, so that will mix with the underground water, and even the water get polluted. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So see, pesticides and fertilizers are used in farming, pollute waterways and causes breathing problems in farmers' children. See here, when they spray, generally, I think they will put a mask, okay? They cover with mask and they will spray, okay, because they are poisonous chemicals, okay? So these children, what they do, they play under this one, so they may have the problems. The excessive amount of fertilizers in the soil transferred into the water stream of rivers and lakes and eventually reaches the oceans, causing the environmental damage. So what happens, these excess fertilizers and these pesticides, what happens, they will be absorbed by the soil, or when the rain comes, so this along with flow with the rainwater, and they mix in the lakes, and then finally they mix in the oceans, and oceans also getting polluted. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Now come to the oil spillage. What is the oil spillage?
Sir, while extracting oil, some waste chemicals and oil is spilling.
Very good. But that also, but mostly this oil spilling will be taking place during the transportation of oil. During the
Transportation of oil.
so in this world is very big, okay, but the oil companies, oil wells are only in few areas. Do you know this one? Only Gulf countries only having the most of the oil. Do you know this one?
Yes, sir.
Only Gulf countries, only few Gulf countries only this having the lot of oil wells, okay, and most of the countries they will take the oil from these Gulf countries. Even India also will purchase, okay, they buy this crude oil from the other countries, from the Gulf countries. So from there, how they transport here? They transport through big ships and containers. So you can see here, it's a very big ship is there, you can see here. There's a very big ship is there. Can you see on the screen here?
Yes, sir.
So that is a very big ship. So due big ship, they carry the a lot of crude oil. So millions of tons of crude oil will be sent from one country to other country through the oceans and seas. They'll be transported. But due to some accident, what happens? This all oil will spill in this water. In this water. So what happens? The water get polluted, and the aquatic animals, whatever they live in the ocean, they also most of the they will die. So this is causing this a major problem of the ocean, that oil spill. Oil spillage is a major problem for the ocean water pollution. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So see, oil discharge into the surface of sea by way of accident or leakage from cargo tankers carrying petrol, diesel and their derivatives pollute seawater to a great extent. See here, this word is here, great extent. So great extent means what? Most of the ocean water will be polluted by this oil spilling only. This is a major problem for that pollution of oceans.
Okay, sir.
Right. Now then come to the this is already we discussed, I think, about the acid rains. So acid rain is what? You know that actually water get evaporated and that forms the clouds here. So that forms the clouds. Actually clouds consist of pure water. Cloud consists of which water? Pure water. But when it turns into the water and falls as a rain, then what happens in the whatever the industries, from the industries, whatever the oxides of carbon, oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, mainly oxides of sulfur and oxides of nitrogen, will be released, and this all here from factories here, nitrogen dioxide, and this factory see sulfur dioxide. Like this, these gases are mixing and they are forming the these are present in the atmosphere. But when this water falls as a rain, then what happens? They mix with this nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide, and they form what? Sulfuric acid, sulfurous acid, nitric acid, nitrous acid. Like this it will form. So here already explained everything. For example, sulfur dioxide is there, SO2 is called as sulfur dioxide. When it dissolves in water, when it's mixed with the rainwater, so what happens? H2SO3. So this is called a sulfurous acid. What it is called? Sulfurous acid. Now similarly sulfur trioxide is there, you think. If it is mixed with water, then it forms H2SO4. This is what? Sulfuric acid. And similarly when you take the nitrogen dioxide NO2 with water H2O, then it forms nitric acid HNO3. So like this oxides will mix with the water and forms the acids. They cause as the acid rain. So this acid rain when fall, so what happens here? Trees killed by acid rain. Can you see on the screen here? Trees killed by acid rain. So due to this acid rain, so trees will be killed. And already I think we discussed like Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is actually it's made up of marble. It's a pure white. Actually when it is made up of, but now if you see that is white color is little bit changed into pale color. Why? Due to this acid rain. So acid rains are dangerous. So they damage the monuments also. They kill the trees, and when this acid rain flows into water, so aquatic animals also will be killed. So these are the some of the causes for the water pollution. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Right. So you want to take the screenshot of this one? Taken? So with this chapter is finished. Now you see here, how can we reduce the water pollution? Chaitanya, are you there? How can we reduce the water pollution? So can you say some tips how to reduce the water pollution? Yes, Chaitanya?
Yes, sir.
Can you say suggest some tips? Can you suggest like how can we reduce the water pollution?
Sir,
Don't see on the board, you tell your own. Say some, how can you make the water, like how can we reduce the water pollution?
sir, make sure that the containers are not leaking when the oil is being imported or exported. Sir.
Very good.
And
So many things we discussed here. For example, agricultural waste. So how can you reduce agricultural waste? This is also one of the part of water pollution. So now how can you reduce from agricultural waste?
then use more recyclable materials.
Use the from natural fertilizers. If you make the natural fertilizers instead of synthetic fertilizers, so by that we can reduce the water pollution. Okay, and industrial waste, how can you reduce the industrial? So before I said industrial waste, they are coming into then mixing into the water. So before mixing into the water, they should be treated. Okay, means they should be purified and all harmful substances should be removed. Only harmless substances should be allowed into the water, like this. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And next, water deforestation we also studied. So for that we need to increase the trees, right?
Yes, sir.
And in urban, okay, urbanization. So in the urbanization, what we have to do, the people mostly instead of throwing the garbage and everything, so most of the people should use the recycling things should be used, means which can be again we can use instead of throwing that. So such a recycling things if we use, then what happens, the some of the pollutant will be okay controlled. So we are using the plastics. So instead of carrying the plastics, if you carry okay to the shop to one jute bag or something, so the plastic usage will be decreases. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So like these steps will be taken. So all these things can decrease or reduces the water pollution. So here it is important to dispose of waste carefully and not dump it directly into the water bodies without a proper waste treatment. So the meaning is what, you should not dump all the waste in the water places, okay, water bodies. So what you have to do, you have to waste treatment, means what, you have to filter that okay, from that poisonous, harmful and toxic substance should be removed, and then if anything is left, that will be thrown into this one. Industries, see, the industry should treat their wastes carefully before disposing of chemicals or other materials into water. So that treat their wastes means water, they should filter that wastes and okay, so only non-toxic, non-poisonous, not harmful substances they should send into the water bodies. Now sewage treatment plants and wastewater treatment plants in the industry should be established. Okay, so here this water treatment, sewage treatment plants, wastewater treatment plants should be established. Okay, next, using natural fertilizers and pesticides in the form of instead of artificial or synthetic fertilizers. Okay, so natural fertilizers should be used. Next, it is better to reduce the consumption of water over daily activities and reuse the water whenever it is possible. So here we have to okay reduce the means you have to control the usage of water. Okay, so in this way if you make, the water will be purified. So see, this water is very purified. So how neatly the this boat, we can see the okay shadow of the boat here. Here also this boat shadow we can see. Here we can see some things in the water. So such like we have to maintain the okay cleanness of the water. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with this we complete this chapter, and whatever the more chapters are there, once you say.
Sir, the only left chapter in our book is changes around us.
Changes around us. Chaitanya, you do one thing. Do you have my number?
No, sir.
So here I am typing my number. So here what you do, you just actually I don't have the 7th class book, I missed it. So you take the changes around us first paper.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
In that starting some topics are there. See.
Yes, sir. First, second pages, sir.
So first second pages, okay, you post. If it is possible, all the pages once you take just pick and WhatsApp to this number.
Okay, sir.
Okay, my name is Mohan. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
so you store this number if you want any information or anything also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And Mohan sir chemistry 9293730176. Once you post this only one chapter is left. No, this is the last chapter.
Yes, sir.
So we can complete this chapter by end of this month. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Will you post today?
Yes, sir. I'll try, sir.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So that we can stop with this one. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Bye.